Yes, Fambule, una kusha again today, una kabo, una welcome, una thank you for support una dey give to this channel. Today in this episode, I want to talk about how as salon people we not actually serious for see we country go before. We not actually serious for see we country improve. Like how other countries in the world they improve right now. We're not serious. The reason why I make us say so is this. Most salon man, when they talk of how we country get for improve, we tell you say, me brother, I don't waste the time. This country I not seeing better one it, get for serious. Which to me somehow true the inside. But then they talk out all kind with this comfort, like they actually accept that the norm this if happen. Don't know the reality on the ground because of one or two reasons, because of we people the leaders them with the forward, with the before they lead we don't create that situation there. But if you say we the ordinary citizens them for stand against that. For stand against that in the sense that we for refuse that comfort day for just feel say salon for go before, right? I mean, the other day I go to bank, so I'm getting into some discussion with some people. So now in the talk come up of how we country not going for go before for the next 10-20 years. Now I say, why we want to accept that notion they say salon no get for go before for the next. I say because this same discussion we don't happen in the past. People and they say, this country no get for go before. But then 10 years later, we still in at the same position. So it's like, to me, we're not ready. And why would they feel so comfortable for always they postpone this country in greatness, this country in betterness? Because I don't feel say that's the way we all for just accept. Even though somehow na the reality because of situation, but that's how we can make it change. We can able change them. We can able for, once we get that positive mindset, yes, things that will change. Starting with how we self, with mentality, how we see things them. Me personally, I feel say that we can change today, starting from now. When you look me video them. When you go back and look me video them, and I encourage anybody. We don't even look at, we even watch me video then go back and watch them back. Share them video there also. Because sometimes I feel say we need for inspire we self for let we do the right thing. Take for instance, inside Freetown, just inside Freetown, we not get good sanitation program them. I remember back in the day when we come up, we get side them when they go to Leone. We kind of at the neighborhood. We would go to Leone. At the area, also they go to Leone. Then you get then truck here where they can pick up the dirty them for go to and the main sites then like a bomb. Where then I call and say Ferry Junction. Then you get the other and Congo Town. You understand? But these days, I know the students in the day. It's like every side don't occupy by everybody. They build hosts there and this that. I see one other side where they make they by Allentown. When I say for go to Leone, but not say they to Leone. They then just don't make it. Don't they now for the past 1 year. I don't know whether that furniture they just put a normal for just say it's not this then they plan for do. Because this not the problem with salon. We always the plan things them, but then when they get things done, we get this attitude of procrastination. We get for stop that. When we do something, let we go right there and do them. This dirty problem, not two way I emphasize because I find that say most of the problem that we get na the city Freetown in terms of disease them, sick them, malaria, typhoid, they come up from this dirty. Because all over the place, even na my own self will not get sight for to dirty. We dey pay people for go to dirty, but then I've later discover, Mr. said do an investigation, I later discover say this person they actually go to dirty na the bomb. Then get a makeshift dirty side when they go to they're not actually I call themselves put for two-way dirty. This is not side and we then just decide for two-way dirty. Random places them. And guess what? Then dirty then they still come back. And if you find out mosquito business don't plenty now in Africa. You know, the salon problem, it's so much that I can understand why make people and they always say things they're not gonna forget to USA once and for the next 10 to 20 years. But these are the same conversation when they happen the last 10 to 20 years. So now, waiting are we actual problem and waiting at the steps we will take. I can always emphasize we leaders them need for be real leaders them we actually they solve the problems them, come up with solutions them. You know, me video them and they make them, like I say, for inspire with the ordinary salon people them. Who say waiting for do, who that for go lay complaint to, for go lodge complaint to, waiting need for do. For instance, this dirty business na a serious matter, na problem. Na till if we not get them together, we not go ever get them right. We need for do right now. You minister with the in charge of city planning. Do ya let we make space them who side and they go to dirty. When they go gather and the community later go to the dump sites them. We need them back. We need them. Because when you look all over Freetown, with the toilet dirty every side. This is bad. I mean, can you imagine this fine city? Will not get a plan. No plan, and nobody not seem for care because guess what? The minister of city planning, and they say this for go after you because you not do nothing to me. Well, personally, you not do nothing to me. But the reality is, you don't do so much wickedness to the country. Side and not they who shall go to dirty. Because you don't care, probably your family need to live now. So if your family live, they live in a small corner. We want to get everything with the end side that you picking or you wealth everybody get for move go to England or America and all these beautiful country them. We need to try for make we own beautiful. Even though God give you a natural beauty salon, no one take advantage of that because they always the upstairs, we go other side for go live a perfect life. I mean, who's kind of stupid business standing? Who's kind of wickedness standing? Well, now, excuse me for my language, but sometimes these are the only way where you will for express yourself well. You know, how this country go they go? The last 10 years, we say this country not go better pass in the next 10 years. Now the 10 years don't reach. Now we make another 10 years back, another 20 years back. How we would live this kind of life? Okay, come on from the minister of planning because you not do that day. What about the minister of sanitation? You know, health and sanitation. What you they do? We all over the country you get dirty. People and they sick and die, particularly when they don't necessarily need for diaper. You know, do ya the people are not find this video offensive. I need to try for attack anybody. I just try for state the truth and the reality. If we not look after ourselves, nothing other for happen in this country. We get few people where they live the life, but these people are even less than 5%. Where the majority of salon people and still they live, rough. Now, Lord, we make this country for we all, not for just few people. Lord, we left for the extent when we go get for make this country better. We procrastinate on the future of this country also. Some of we don't do usa with this right now, we they enjoy the so-called good life. Now, Lord, remember back usa in the last 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. Now we don't get bits of the good life. We just don't forget to say we don't try for make am. Because at the end of the day, when we get what we get, whatever half sweet tea we get, we go live in other man country. This is not good. Dear my family, as usual, I dey make them video here so for open we eye and for inspire we back. We dey see the good natural landscape of Salone and Freetown. I dey show this every now and then per my video them. I need a time for that because I dey enjoy Freetown. And I believe most of we dey enjoy them, especially some of we know they right now the country, we dey outside of the country. So as we dey enjoy them video, now we keep in mind we need for change, we habit them. We need for talk to the right people and the ministers them. As soon as they now na chamber them, na parliament and all that, now they think of how this country get for go before. Do you have me people them? Salone are the only country we get. Let we left for the procrastinate on how this country get for fine. On how this country get for be the paradise where God promised we. Dear me people, as I come to the end of this video, I want to tell una thank you. Una go back and watch me video them. Dear me people them. God bless we all na Salone.